Hey, gorgeous.
Hello.
Hello, hello. Oh, it's so lovely to see you.
Oh, lovely tea. Thank you for inviting me
Pleasure, my darling.
again.
Yeah, feels like ages since we last saw each other. Yeah,
It is ages.
it is
It's too
ages.
long, isn't it?
It is too long. So I just want to say to anybody who doesn't know Gigi that her hallmarks really, and I know that you're going to cringe at this, Gigi, but there it is.
Oh, you're not going to
Kindness,
embarrass me, are you?
kindness and wisdom. You know, she's funny, but she's very caring, and she has had a career in caring and nursing, and she's always here with a loving hand, helping people out. And we really, really love you, Gigi, and
Oh,
really
thank
appreciate
you.
you. So thank you so much.
Yeah, that's really kind.
No, well, you're very kind.
Well, I just do my best. I think we all do our best, isn't it? And our best will be
You
good
do.
enough. I do try
Yeah.
to be kind. I do.
Well, you do a very good job. I don't know if you'd like to say a bit about you, Gigi, and how you got to HBD, and also, yes, tell us a bit more about your nursing career.
Okay.
Glad.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we've only got 25 minutes, and you know me, I can talk. So I think, firstly, huge congratulations on the HBD Club, because obviously I'll go back a little bit for when I started, and I started with the first edition book and no cookbook or anything.
Nothing.
So it's just amazing how the community and your amazing lifestyle and diet has grown. It's like you thoroughly deserve it.
Thank you.
And everybody else gets to hear about it. More and more people hear about it. So I think, yeah, huge
Thank
congratulations to you.
you
And it's
so
just,
much, Gigi. No, it was quite nerve-wracking. Well, you know what it's like when you start something new. And actually today I just want to say to anybody who's joined us on the Circle, it's the Circle app and it's called the HBD Club, Patronise HBD Club. So the Circle app has crashed today. It's not just us, it's universal, which is a real bummer. But you can still access the club via your browser. So
okay.
yeah,
It's a
so
bit like Barclays Bank. I think they had a bit of a blip over over the weekend, isn't it?
really nice
Yeah,
to know about.
apparently so. I think the thing is, it's technology, isn't it? And even though it's all moving forward, anything like this, it can
You
crash,
can just
can't it, and burn. Yeah.
exactly, exactly.
Just got to deal with it best we can. That's it, isn't it?
That's it.
No one's died. Let everyone, we'll get over it.
We'll get over it. And tell us your favorite mantra, Gigi. Don't sweat
The
the
small
small
stuff. Usually
stuff.
don't sweat the small shit, but I'm not allowed to swear because I'm live. Oh no, don't sweat the small stuff, because actually it really doesn't matter. It does seem huge at the time,
It
but it
does.
doesn't. I think you just have to breathe and think, okay, it's all good. And in a year's time, or 6 months' time, and definitely 5 years' time, we won't even worry about whatever it was that was really stressing us, will
We'll,
we?
we'll have forgotten all about it,
Yeah.
won't we? You're absolutely right. Yeah,
Yeah. So just remember, we're just doing our best, and our best is good enough, and it is.
just good enough.
So, back a little bit about me, if you don't know. I found HBD in October 21. Well, I started it in 21. I found it in about August, September
Yeah.
through Kath, Mrs. Antabasket. So I bought the book. We'll come back to that. Prior to that, sadly, in my early 40s, 41, I had to have a hysterectomy.
Yeah.
And went on HRT. And a couple of years later, I started with severe UTI infections and kidney infections.
Yeah.
And I mean severe. I won't go into details, and then at the same time, my skin started to break out in burning sensation, rashes,
Oh God.
whelps. Whelps are where you have, like, almost looks like you've been whipped. My joints were swelling, my knees were swelling, and I went to see top neurologist, a urologist, immunologist. He sent me to a immunologist. To cut a very long story short, in the end, they decided that it was unexplained. It was just autoimmune, brackets. My body was almost attacking itself, especially my bladder. And obviously, as we know, our skin is our largest organ.
Yeah.
So everything was coming out in that. It was decided that they, in their wisdom, they would put me on to high dose steroids, antihistamines up to 6 a day, and antibiotics, because they didn't know how else to control it. And I think at that time I was so desperate to stop burning, itching,
Yeah, horrible.
having UTIs. Yeah, it was miserable that I would do anything.
Yeah, of course.
It was only after a while, when you realise what these drugs are doing to you, that I thought I need to change this.
Yeah.
So I went, I think I said this in one of my previous lives, I went vegan for 4 years, and I was able to reduce my steroids considerably, but I still was taking a steroid one a day.
Yeah.
And I was still on antihistamines, not 6, probably 3. So I was definitely better. I still had UTIs, terrible UTIs, and it was decided that I would go on a long-term antibiotic, which you and I discussed, at bedtime, because that was better than being on high dose, low dose. And that was that. And then in 2017, I got really sick and had to have emergency bowel resection, where anyone that's had bowel surgery will know it's incredibly traumatic. And in fact, your body is never right unless you do the human being diet. So you basically, if you go out, you've got to wear human nappies, you know, and obviously, you know, I like to talk about poo. I am the poo queen. But, you know, you just get on with it. I nearly died. I got sepsis.
So tough, Gigi. I mean, you've been, you know, really through the ringer, through the mill. And I suppose that's partly why you're so good at helping other people, because you know how ghastly, you know, we can feel as we go through these things in life. It's really, really appalling what happened to you. But you never guess, looking at you now.
Well,
You
that's
look
thanks
positive.
to you, isn't it? The human being diet, you know, it really is. So then, I think, you know, what doesn't kill you makes you
Right.
stronger. And when you're in the middle of something, you've just got to keep going, haven't
It's
you?
true. Yeah.
And you just do. And I am a little bit like that. I just keep going. And I know a lot of ladies and gents in the HBD community are like that. You know, they're just determined and strong, and you just get on with it and you don't complain. So then that was all going on. And obviously I was getting better. I was still in the shop because I had sepsis. I was in intensive care.
Yeah.
Moved house, recovered, and then unfortunately my husband got unwell, and then COVID come, and so he was having cancer treatment. COVID was here, and I did what not everybody, many of us do, and I ate my feelings and I ate my emotions, and I put on a lot of weight, which didn't help the inflammation, didn't help my joints, my rashes. And I just was so miserable. And I thought, I've got to do something. And then I thought, I've got to sort myself out because I've got to care for my husband. So that's when I found HBD. This is the second book, but the first edition through Kath, Mrs. Santa Basket. So I brought the book in the September, end of August, read it 3 times because I am dyslexic, or a little bit dyslexic. Well, I am dyslexic. And for me, I need to understand. And if that's why when I speak to new people, HBDers, and you talk about it all the time here and on the HBD Club, you know, it's so important to read the book. You know,
read the book.
read it, understand it. Because when you understand, then it makes sense. And then you don't question the stuff. You know, you don't go, why am I doing that? Well, it's in here. And that, we know why we're doing that. Because we want to lower our insulin. We don't want to cause stress. You know, it's all there. So it all just made complete sense to me. So I started October 21, and I'm not an original, but I am seasoned. I think I started about
You
10
really are
months
seasoned, darling.
a
Yeah.
year after the originals. So I come on the tail of end of you with Donna. And, you know, I did HBD, like many of us, for weight loss. And I quickly realised, oh my goodness, the human being diet is far more than weight loss. And as you say, the weight loss is a side effect.
Exactly. Yeah.
Our bodies rebalancing,
Yeah.
our hormones. And I was absolutely blown away by the changes in my body.
How long does
physically.
How long does it take, Gigi, before you started to really notice changes?
Well, I think obviously the first 2 weeks is tough, but I said I was about 4 or 5 weeks in. So I was 6 weeks in from the beginning. So 3 or 4 weeks into P3.
Yeah.
And I felt, oh my gosh, I'm sleeping better. And I just felt like my skin wasn't as burning. So I gradually stopped my antihistamines.
Wow.
And I had all my hives and my whelps had stopped. No burning joints. I was like, this is like amazing. And then I went back to the book, you know, and understood, yes, this is food is medicine. That's why I always say food is medicine.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know, and also, you know, from the age of 8, I'd suffered from terrible migraines, terrible migraines. Again, nothing, you know, I just was given meds for it. And what I discovered with the human being diet, and thanks to you and your help and chatting to you, which I would have never put down ever, you know, chocolate, cheese, you know, alcohol, hormones for migraines. It's for me, it's wheat.
Wheat is a big daddy, isn't it? It really is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't
Now,
do that.
my body is a human lab. I discovered that through HBD.
Yeah. Well
So
done, my
my
darling.
migraines have stopped. I only get a migraine if I'm a naughty girl and eat too much crap
Yeah.
that I know I shouldn't. And 9 times out of 10, I'll get a migraine, which isn't very often,
Yeah.
or if I'm really, really stressed. But I was getting them a lot. So I was like, this is amazing. This human being diet really is a human being diet.
You're so
Yeah.
Gigi, thank you.
And that's thanks to you. And it's like, why did I not know this?
No, but thanks
Why did
to
I
you,
not
you
know?
did it. You know, they say you can lead a horse to water, but I guess you looked at Kath and you thought, well, goodness gracious, you know, we all look at Kath and think, well, I'd like to look like that. I mean, she's amazing, and she is human sunshine
Yeah,
personified.
she
Really.
is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you
Well,
are
I
too.
think the thing is, there are so what you know, it's a lovely community, and for me, I've also made some incredible
Yeah,
friends from it.
yeah,
So
me
my
too.
life has changed physically, and my well-being, my non-scale victories. You know, so I've reduced. I don't take steroids. I don't take antihistamines, and I haven't done. So I'll be 4 years in October.
Nice.
So that will be. Well, I haven't taken any of those for 3 years, over 3 years. I still am on antibiotic, but a very, very low dose, which hopefully I will
Yeah,
come off.
fingers crossed.
Yeah. And my HRT I've reduced, but I've stayed on it because obviously I had a hysterectomy, so it's slightly different
Yeah,
for me. So I'm not, you know, life is so much better, and the non-scale victories of friendship. So with the community, yes, there are so many incredible women and men, because I've had a few guys that I've helped a little bit.
they're very shy, the guys, aren't they?
They are, they get, apart from Martin on the
Martin,
HBD club, he's
he's,
looking great.
yeah, he's
I
doing
was
very well.
like, Martin, you look great. You really do. Well, they all look great, don't they? They're like into P3 now, and you can just
Yeah.
see that they
You've got the
changed, and
glow.
they
Yeah,
have, and
yeah.
they look fabulous. So I think, you know, I have been inspired so many women's journeys, you know, so many.
But you
But
know
I
what, Gigi?
try,
Sorry, sweet. I never thought of that as an NSV, a non-scale victory. All the fantastic friendships we've made. That's so lovely. I
yeah.
hadn't even thought of that as an
And
NSV.
I
We
think,
really
don't you,
have.
lifelong friendships, you know, we
Lifelong,
say
real
a
proper
reason a
serious
season.
friendships. Yeah,
Yeah. That I know are like in my soul sisters, which at our time alive, what a blessing that is, you
yeah.
know. And we
It's a
can
real
be
gift.
friends and kind to people, but when you meet those special people, you're like, it's only, you know, my circle is small, but oh, I'm just so blessed by you. Thank you.
Thank you. Well,
Um,
ditto, my darling. I'm so blessed by you. I'm so glad that you're here and that we met each other. And we've
yeah,
met each other in real life too at the postcards event,
yeah,
that was good, wasn't it? I hope they do another one. It was
yeah,
really
I hope
fun.
so. I think they are going to, aren't they? I
Yeah, I
think.
hope so. They seem to
Yeah,
be doing
Lorraine is just fab, isn't
it's
she?
fab.
I love her. Yeah, she's great. And I think that that's the thing. You're inspired by so many people. But please, you know, I want to say to everybody, whether you're, you know, whatever gender you are, you can be inspired, but don't compare.
Yes.
Please, that's the one thing I learned on my own journey that I kept in my own lane. And I could look at all these amazing women and gents and be inspired, but not compare.
Exactly.
And especially, I think, when it comes to weight,
Hmm.
because I think it was Claire, lovely Claire, Diet, Health and Fitness, you know, and her journey's been incredible thanks to Human Being Diet. But she did a post, and I can't remember, it was 6 months ago, it might have been longer, about she did 8 or 10 ladies that all stood in the row who were exactly the same weight. So I can't remember what it was, whether they were 10 stone or 12
Yeah.
stone. They all looked completely different
Yeah.
because we're all different. I'm
Really different.
5'3" and Claire's 5'7". Victoria's 5'2". 10 or whatever she is, you know, but so I'm never gonna weigh the same as them because I'm smaller and I shouldn't weigh, you know, and
No,
it's
exactly.
incredible, I think. And that's the one thing I would say, please be inspired by the human being community and others and what they're doing, but don't compare yourself because we are all different. And our journeys are slightly different. So I had a weight stall in P3. You know, a lot of people get a weight stall. And I think like Gorgeous Bronwyn said last week, wow, her life was incredible, by the
It
way.
was,
I
wasn't
felt
it?
a little
Six
bit
weeks.
nervous following Bronwyn. I thought, oh, I can't follow that.
Of course you can, my darling. Do you remember how long your stall was? Because I think Bromma said hers was 6 weeks, but she kind of gritted her teeth and kept going because it's
Yeah.
not all about the weight loss, as you say.
No, you
You know, it's
just
about
got
you.
to keep going. And mine
Yeah,
wasn't, I think I had two stalls. One was about the same time, 3 to 4 weeks. So I started to feel great. And then all of a sudden it just stopped. And I was like,
yeah,
oh. But by then, of course, I was on the loving HBD way of life because I was stopping my medications, I was sleeping better.
yay.
And I love the freedom that HBD gives you. They say to you, oh, I can't go 5 hours without food. Oh, it's terrible. I love that because I knew I was having my breakfast. I didn't have to worry
Yeah,
about food until lunchtime, which usually I'd prepped. And the thing with the food for me, I'm not the best cook. There's some amazing cooks. Obviously, Lizzie on the club, Narelle, midlife, real
and
life,
your
Jemima.
hubby by the sound of him.
Huh?
Well, he's a very good breakfast
Oh,
cook.
my
Your
hubby
hubby.
is,
Yeah.
yeah. He's not, well, I was going to say he's my Ricardo. He is my Ricardo. Yeah, he's very
So
good.
lovely. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he does my breakfast, as you know,
Yeah, that's so lovely. I mean, it's
my
really
poached eggs.
such a loving thing to do, your
Yeah,
poached eggs. Yeah. I
it
bet he's a
helps.
real expert.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I kept it simple. For me, when I had more time at the weekend, I would batch cook,
Yeah.
you know, do the soup, the dals, or whatever, and put them in the freezer or in the fridge for the week. But in the week, I would just keep it simple. I'd have my protein and my veg and my apple, you know, and that's what I had to do for me for 10 weeks to get through, or 12
Yeah.
weeks to get through. I just had to keep it simple and be a bit more experimental with
Yeah.
the recipes. Um, um, at the weekend when I had more time,
Yeah.
because
That's fair
otherwise,
enough.
you know,
Yeah.
yeah. But I love the freedom it gave me, you know, and that's HBD is a life. So I'm not perfect, you know, and I do eat my feelings, and I probably should. No, I don't. Probably won't reset, but I should go back to strict P3
Mm,
and just shift a few pounds, just because I don't want to be skinny. I want to be strong and healthy,
exactly.
because HBD has made me strong and healthy.
Yeah.
Um, but I will do that because I know I've got the tools. HBD is a lifestyle. I still eat 3 meals a day. I love my breakfast. I've always loved my breakfast. I'm a breakfast girl. But I still have 4 or 5 hours in between meals, and I always will. I always try to pick wisely because I've learned so much thanks to you and the book and the diet that it's a lifestyle. It's not a fad, you know, it's not. And for it to be a lifestyle, you have to move into P4. You have to find
Exactly.
what works for you. Again, it's about not comparing, but being inspired by others, I
I
think.
love that, Gigi. That is such an important difference. Not comparing ourselves, but being inspired by
Yeah,
other people. I love that. That's so true. And there are people who pick this up as a quick weight loss fix, but that's not what it was written for, or what what the ethos is. Like Gigi said, it's about taking everything we've learned, the lessons from our body, into phase 4, and making this our lifestyle.
yeah.
Because it
So that we continue to be strong and healthy and not be having to be on the
yeah,
medications, because thanks to the human being diet, we've reset our bodies and we understand our bodies,
we
don't we?
do. We get to understand them really well, and we get to love
Yeah,
them, and we get to respect our bodies, rather than just treating them as a kind of machine
yeah,
that can't what's about. Actually, it's little Katie Isaac who said, love your body and your body will love you back. And it's so true, isn't
yeah,
it?
it is true.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
The
We need to
body's
be kind to ourselves, and that's looking after ourselves mentally and physically, isn't it? I think I said to you, didn't I, that, I say to my niece all the time, if we talk about ourselves, if we talk to our family and our friends, like we talk about ourselves or to ourselves, like, oh, I look dreadful, I'm fat, I'm this, I'm that. I said, we'd have no friends and our family would disown us. So let's just be kind, you know?
I love that. You're right. We'd have no friends if we treated them like we treat ourselves.
No, we're so mean to
So on your
ourselves,
bike,
aren't
I'm
we?
doing this. Yeah.
Yeah. Should we have a look if there's any
Let's
questions?
have a look, see if there are any
Yeah.
questions.
Yeah.
Claire Diet Health and Fitness says, we love Gigi, so generous, helping and guiding people on their journey.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
it's completely true. It's waving at a few. Victoria's Gentle Life, gorgeous Gigi.
oh, Victoria, I love Victoria. So Lara said, big shout out to Leroy, who has had great success with HPD and would love more men featured. Oh wow! Well, you had lovely sober Dave and what Dad Bod? Is it Dad Bod?
Dadbod's gone a bit AWOL, hasn't
Yeah,
he?
I think so. That's all right. He might all come back, won't he? But lovely
Yeah,
sober Dave, he's brilliant.
and do look up
Oh,
Dadbod's, have a look at his Instagram, because he's got some amazing before and afters there, really inspiring. Complete transformation. He did so well. And his lovely wife, Nadine,
yeah, she's
is
lovely.
lovely. Yeah.
Who else have we got? Now, Rainbow. Hi, lovely Petronome GG. I did HVD in 2023. Went awry last year. Did reset and on P3 this week. Yay! Well done. Is
Fantastic.
it normal this time to lose less during the reset?
It
Yeah.
is, because usually we haven't gone back to our old habits, which means that we're retaining less water than we were the first time round. That's the principal reason. And in fact, probably every time you do it, you'll find that that not necessarily you lose less, but it's a bit slower because your body's already quite well saying, thanks very much. Thanks. Yeah. Okay. I remember this. I'll lose a bit more, get on with a
Yeah.
bit of fat burning. So
But keep
yeah,
doing, to stay doing what you're doing because it's amazing. And someone's put online foodie. My husband is on phase 3 during the week without knowing. I love that.
yeah, lots of our husbands are in
Yeah.
that position, I think.
What
So,
about your heart doctor who did HVD Petronella, maybe in Cornwall?
yeah,
That's
fantastic.
Lindsay. Cressy
Yeah,
said that. Maybe get him on.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
a really good idea. He's such a good guy. I mean, Mike Seddon, and he gave me an amazing testimonial to put on the back of the book. About how he's putting
Yeah.
his patients on it. A few doctors actually. Yeah, no, very
Think he
generous
would
man.
come on? I don't know. Maybe it's worth asking
Yeah, it's
him.
worth asking. He might come on.
Yeah.
That's a very good idea. Thank you, Lindsay.
Yeah, well done, Lindsay. Oh my gosh, I've just seen my red cheeks. I haven't been drinking, honestly. Oh, so
No, you look
Sarah in the
lovely.
peak door, Mr. C wants to know if he can drink fresh mint tea. He's gone off coffee. We're halfway through P2
You
with
can
his meals.
drink with your meals. That's absolutely fine, but nothing in between except pure water or water
Yeah,
with electrolytes. But that's it, unsweetened, unflavoured.
yeah. So yes, Sarah, with his meals. They're
Yeah,
doing really well, actually. They've reset and they're both doing amazingly.
good. That's fantastic. Well done, Sarah. Inspiring your hubby, darling. It's
Right,
1:25.
we better go.
That went by in a flash.
Yeah, well, we can talk.
We're only cutting this short because we've got a live clinic in the club, and I hope you'll join us there.
Yeah,
And we do it
I
every
will.
Tuesday. Oh, thank you, darling. It'll be lovely to see you again. We'll let you in early.
All right, thanks.
Thank you
Thank
so
you for
much,
having
Elise.
me. Yeah. Can you have a snack if you really need it? No, not in between your 5 hours.
What you
Water,
really need is a
water.
glass of water. Exactly.
Yeah.
Well done.
All right,
Thank
thank
you
you for
so much, my
having
darling. Lovely to
me.
have
Love
you. Thank you.
you.
Thanks for
Thank you,
joining.
everyone. Bye.
Bye,
Bye.
sweetie. Bye. Bye.